Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
What's up, boys and girls? We are back for a special Kickin' at Stateside.
This is awesome.
On a Saturday.
A Saturday morning.
A live look-in.
Games are going on.
Yeah.
We're getting goals right now.
We got a full slate going on right now.
Yeah, had a little bit of delayed opening, but that's okay. We are in the beautiful new.
Yeah, we're in the new studio.
So this is awesome. I'm pumped up.
Fuck yeah. So I guess today is going to be a little different than what we usually do. Obviously, with us doing the show on Tuesday, it's kind of like more of a rundown from the previous weekend, and then looking ahead to the week, going forward. And today it's kind of like we're just going to go on, like kind of on the fly, kind of update everybody as the games are going on. And
yeah, we made our picks on Thursday, so we can let them know how we're doing so far. We already had one game this morning.
Yep, there was a snoozer this morning.
Oh, man,
little bit.
There's a lot to talk about there. A couple coaching changes and things like that.
There's been a lot of since the last show.
Yeah, so we can
get into that too.
Absolutely talk about that.
Just coaches falling by the wayside as the season goes on. More and more seem to be falling.
These interims, even the ones that seem to be doing good jobs, are not getting higher. So I want to talk about that because I'm kind of happy at one and pissed off about the other. So
True.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I guess today, we got the poll question on the A2D site with obviously the Jose Mourinho being, getting Spurs kind of up more in the table. They got a big game tomorrow against kind of the struggling Chelsea team.
Yeah, it's a battle for fourth place right now if the Spurs somehow find a way to win.
It's one of those where we call it the old six-pointer
yeah.
swing where, a big win for Spurs, you're tied with Chelsea, but then if Chelsea can get that 3 points and a win, they kind of separate themselves again. So that's our poll question on A2D. Tottenham will beat Chelsea tomorrow. Agree or disagree? And on our YouTube, I guess it's a good segue with Arsenal with a new manager now. They had Freddie Ljungberg as the interim. That experiment did not work out whatsoever.
He knew.
Yeah, it was kind of like a bridge gap almost, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So former actual Arsenal player, Mikel Arteta, who is the, I guess, Pep's right-hand man kind of.
Comes from a very good coaching tree.
Yeah.
And he is a former player, which I was calling for. So
right. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what that becomes.
But yeah, that was our YouTube question. Mikel Arteta will turn Arsenal season around. Agree or disagree?
Depends on what your definition of around is. I mean, preseason expectations or just salvaging something at this point. But
yeah,
we'll talk about that when we get to them, and I'll tell you how I feel, I guess.
Well, yeah, do you want to talk about this morning's game?
Well, yeah, we might as well talk about that, and then we'll just touch on the goals that have happened so far here. But, yeah, there was a game this morning. I guess you could call it a game this morning.
Somewhat, I guess.
Two scared teams, both that announced coaching replacements prior to the game officially.
Yep.
Both were in the stands watching the game, which, again,
That's got to be intimidating.
I don't totally understand this. We've talked about this. You're hired in any other sport that you're on the sideline right away. Why? I don't get it. Just get them in the mix. Because you're not going to do any worse, even if you know nothing about the players, no formations, than what's been going on both of these teams.
Right.
So you can't make it any worse than it was.
Yeah, and I guess we could tell everybody that if they don't know, Everton now has a new manager, Carlo Ancelotti, former Chelsea, Madrid. He's been everywhere, basically.
He's been everywhere.
So
he's a managerial slut.
That's a good term.
Yes.
I like it. But
yes.
he's Duncan Ferguson, I think, did a good job. He didn't lose a game. filling in.
He didn't lose a single game other than the one in regulation. They did lose the Carabao Cup game, but it was
Right.
in PKs to Leicester, and Leicester played all their starters.
Right.
So the guy was doing a good job. He had the players motivated. And then today they look completely unmotivated.
Right, with their new manager looking over them like hawks.
Yeah, with that ugly, stern look on his face. They kept panning to him during the game. And,
that
I don't know.
smug look.
Yeah, and the problem is for those players more than anything, I think, is no one's safe.
Yeah.
Not one person, I don't think, on that Everton team is safe. And they played that way today looking like, at least with Arsenal – Lumberg kind of threw out all the young boys today. Like Smith Rowe got a start.
Yeah.
Saka got a start at left back because they're just completely devastated back there.
Right.
So he gave Arteta something to look at where I don't know what was going on.
Which is interesting.
I don't know. I think Everton personally should have stuck with Big Dunk.
Yeah.
Arsenal needed the change.
Oh, for
but
sure.
Dunk had them boys playing. He's a club legend. Now you're going to bring this dude in that's going to want to spend a whole bunch of money and do things his way. And I don't know. I don't think the players were the problem.
That's why he wanted to he was a little on the fence. Carlo coming in, he wanted basically to bring in his own players and to have the Everton board members be like, okay, you can have this amount of money.
Yeah.
And this is what I want. And these guys, and that's why it's weird that you think that Everton would want to maybe show out for their new manager watching.
Well, you think both of them would have.
Yeah.
And neither one of them. No one looked inspired. No one looked like they wanted to play.
It's just both managers are like, oh, boy, we got a lot of work to do.
Honestly, the only guy from the beginning of the game that looked like he cared was Iwobi because I think he was trying to show Arsenal up.
Yeah, for sure.
And then he pulls his hamstring and he's out 16 minutes into the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, unfortunately, it was not the most exciting game at all. I picked up a point.
Yeah, you did.
Picked up a point because we did pick that game.
We did.
And we got a tweet early this morning from our boy Big Play Games, so I know he was up and watching.
Yeah, shout out. He's the OG Twitch follower.
Yeah, he's the OG Twitch follower, so we appreciate you, bro. And hopefully he's watching us here. And, it was just, I don't know, it was kind of.
It was a lackluster game for our breakfast game.
Yeah, it kind of proves what both those teams are right now.
Very stale.
Very stale. Very, very stale.
Unlike already today, we have a decent
Dude, we got all
amount
kinds
of goals.
stuff going on. We got we're watching right now live on NBC Sports. We got the Norwich Wolves game.
Yep.
Which is off to a great start. Our boy Toddy.
Hot Toddy.
Hot Toddy Cantwell with
getting the goal.
With a beautiful goal.
Kind of the Wolves, Johnny kind of set him up beautifully.
Yeah, Johnny with a big mistake, and that's, Wolves have played pretty mistake-free ball. And
yeah, that's surprising. But it seems to be like Traore's causing his usual havoc.
Yeah, he just got banged to the ground again. Like that guy's all over the place.
Just drawing three guys to him. Normal.
Dude, he's so fast.
Yeah, he's pacey as all hell.
Yeah, so they're about to take a free kick here.
Yeah, 30 minutes in now. What else?
They're trailing. Our boy, Danny Ings.
Danny Ings gets back on the score sheet after a week off.
Again, man, he is, second in the Golden Boot now, or tied for third
10?
in the Golden Boot? That's 10 or 11 for him now.
That's big for Danny.
And Southampton, unless it's turned back, just grabs another one. Jack Stevens.
This Villa team could be in trouble. We talked about that on Thursday.
I had high hopes for them, and now all of a sudden they're not playing as good as they appeared to be playing for a while there.
We don't want Dean Smith to leave.
Dean Smith is going to be out.
He's got to go back to coaching UNC.
Nah, they'll give him a little time, I think. But yeah, it looks like that Southampton goal is going to stick. So now it's 2-0 Saints over Villa.
Also going on right now, we got Bournemouth-Burnley. That's
just Bournemouth.
That's going to be a
Bournemouth.
0. Yeah. That's 0-0 written all over it right now.
That absolutely has 0-0. And we'll go over our picks. We did pick these games on our Thursday show.
Yep.
So we'll go over them too. Obviously, I did grab the point in the Arsenal game. I picked a draw. I said 2-2. I gave them way too much credit, both teams, that they could score some goals.
I think
Arsenal gets a clean sheet and it's in a draw.
Of course.
Poor Burn Leno. I hope he stays, though, because he's been the one bright spot. I keep saying it. but I got to plug my man.
He's a good goalie, man.
Yeah, I just don't want him to get discouraged because when you have poor defense in front of you, and slow defense, it can really hurt you. So.
Oh my God, yeah. What else we got? We got Brighton and Sheffield going on right now. It's 1-0 Sheffield. You got Ollie McBurney getting on the score sheet.
You asked for it.
Yeah.
You've been talking his name all weekend. I saw you yesterday, and his name came back up again as we were talking about McGinn named Scottish Player
Johnny
of the
McGinn.
Year. It's
all the Scotsmen.
Sheffield's rolling right along again, and once again they have a lead on the road.
Yeah.
This team can't be beat on the road, man.
Yeah, Sheffield undefeated on the road, which is pretty rare,
Yeah.
especially in soccer for sure.
Yeah, and a newly promoted team too coming up. And
Yep.
Not being able to do anything.
Absolutely, and
wasted free kick there.
just a waste.
just a waste of a free kick. Yeah, that didn't even. I got in the box. It was a waste of a deflection.
Yeah.
And
then the other game going on, Newcastle's hosting Palace.
That's got another draw
0-0 as well.
Too.
Yeah, so there's been some scoring. Southampton, who'd have thunk, 2 goals in the first half. And Villa, what's up with them? They're conceding in the first half after that was like their MO.
They went 12 games to start the Premier League without conceding a goal in the first half, and now I think at least 3 out of the last 4 they definitely have.
Right.
If not multiple goals. So, yeah, I don't know. They did play, again, a big game this week in the Carabao Cup. They played their starters because for them that is monstrous if they could win a tournament like that. So they did advance to the Final Four with a 5-0 win over the Liverpool U23s.
Yeah, how about that?
Now they got another big test on their hands with Leicester, and I think they're going to probably play their starters again because it's big for them too.
Oh, they want a definite trophy for sure.
Yeah, and it's there for the taking because I think City's not going to play their full squad. Even United will probably hold back a little bit.
I mean, a 2-leg for Leicester against Villa. I mean, I like their chances. That.
Yeah.
A one gamer.
You never know. You
It's
never
a little
know
different,
what could happen
but
in one game, but
2. I didn't even know they did 2 legs in the Carabao.
Yeah, like once they get to the Final Four, then it goes.
It's kind of like the championship, how they do their playoffs.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
I actually was hoping that the MLS would have adopted that when they went to this. We had talked about, I thought the first round was going to be 1 game, and then once you got through the first round, they were going to 2-leg it.
Right.
But that was not the case, unfortunately.
No, not the case.
Yeah, definitely not the case because
we know what happened.
Yeah, we do know what happened. I was there.
And Chester.
Yeah. Whatever. You laid an egg the next week.
We did. Actually, funny thing, it's kind of not really about the Prem at all, but I saw that the Union could make a big splash. I saw Kevin Durant might try and buy part of the team.
That'd be pretty dope.
Apparently, well, he's from D.C. area, and I guess he tried to buy a share in D.C. before, but it didn't work out. But yesterday, he was photographed with our manager, Jim Curtin, and Jay Sugarman, who's one of the owners. He was walking around the training complex, so that'd be pretty cool. A little more money in the pocket.
That might be good for
KD.
the Sixers, too, when that Brooklyn contract runs out. Maybe he'll want to finish his career if he's owning the Union.
I don't want to talk about the Sixers.
No one wants to talk about the Sixers.
But, yeah, just thought that was kind of funny to see, like, Kevin Durant possibly getting involved because our owner is pretty much absentee, and he doesn't spend a damn bit of money. And I believe Jay Sugarman's like Comcast Spectacor, like that's his business.
Yeah, that could be a very good thing for the.
So maybe some be like, hey, I know a guy.
Yeah.
And a good like agreement, like a negotiating tactic. Be like, hey, I got Kevin Durant.
Right. Yeah.
As part owner, you want to maybe come on board and play for us?
Yeah.
Some of these bigger guys, like, oh yeah, for sure.
That'd be pretty cool.
But yeah, we'll see. I just thought that was kind of cool to see.
Nice.
But what else? No scoring.
Scoring's going kind of stale, so
Yeah, there's a couple.
we could go into our picks.
There's a couple. Yeah, we can do that. I can look that up. Let's see.
Were you gonna say there's a couple what going on?
Stalemate's going down
Yeah.
as far as games Oh, almost a Wolves goal.
Might pop my head into the other leagues too real quick and see what's going on with them because I know some of the other guys might be playing now. I know Bundesliga's got a few games going on. And
Yeah, it's the last weekend for that before they go on their month break, the winter break. Dortmund lost yesterday, of course.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, here's our picks. Well, we picked the game this morning.
Yes.
You said 2-2, which it's at least a correct result, so you get a point.
You got a point, a much, much needed point.
You needed something. I took a big-time lead.
I was falling deep in a hole here.
Because last week, since we haven't done this in a couple weeks, I took a big lead in our prediction segment.
Yeah, he had a 9-pointer last week.
9-pointer. So I guessed 2 scores correctly. And my lead is now, 64-51.
Going into today, so
Correct.
I picked up a point. So it's down to 12 with the rest of today and tomorrow remaining. So,
and we decided to do the Newcastle Palace game, which is going on right now. I said draw 1-1. Brian said 2-1 Newcastle. So right now it's heading towards
you're in a better spot definitely right now.
that 1-1's looking pretty good.
With no goals being scored in the first 38 minutes.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, fantastic.
And then the late one today at 12:30, we got a big one, Man City versus Leicester, which is huge.
Yeah, battle for second place.
Yeah, how about that? Who'd have thunk, I guess, with Leicester being the one
Yeah.
that's above Man City right now on the table. But, more consistency from the Foxes is more than the old Citizens. But we picked this one, obviously. I said 3-2 Man City, and then you said 2-1 Leicester.
Yes, sticking with that. Leicester's most popular scorer of the year, I feel, 2-1.
At least a Vardy one.
Vardy. Got to get Vardy on the board.
I mean, what does he have now?
Tielemans.
He has,
boy
what,
Tielemans.
16?
He's 16.
16 goals for Jamie Vardy.
He's got a pretty solid lead in the Golden Boot race right now, just scoring in clips. I did see something come up, and we could talk about that either now or at some other point. Somebody mentioned, do you think PKs should count towards Golden Boot? Considering some teams have guys that are designated PK guys, so that's just like extra goal opportunities for them. And now a PK, obviously they're not taking them in regular season games, but like post-game penalty kicks do not count towards your score totals for your career.
Right.
Or game or anything like that. So these are like live in-game, fouls called, PK on the line. Should that count towards winning a Golden Boot?
Yeah.
Because it does.
Yeah, that's weird.
He's got to have at least 3 or 4 from that.
Right.
So
that's true. I didn't even think about that.
I don't know. To me, it's the most high-pressure situation.
Right.
So I feel like if you're a guy that has the balls to step up there and you're able to convert your penalties, because not everybody are, you should definitely be able to count that.
Looking at you, Man United.
Yeah.
Can't convert.
Yeah, talk about a team that can't convert penalties.
Well, at least Pogba was terrible.
Pogba is not a terrible penalty kicker. They just couldn't get it right and decide who was going to do what.
Oh, we talked about this before.
His
like
run-up,
designated, they didn't have one for.
His run-up disturbs people. I love it. It's really hard to deal with in FIFA, though.
He just disturbs me in general.
You're I know, you're like so anti-Pogba. I don't blame Pogba. I blame United for the way they handled Pogba before all this happened. And now he just wants out. Some of these guys can only take so much. Like, you made so many promises
I was
to him.
fine up until when he's dancing at his brother's wedding. And he's like, I want to get back into the team, coach. And he's dancing at his brother's wedding, and then he gets sick because he's probably hungover.
Sick. Yeah, I know.
Like,
well,
fuck you.
It happens to some of these guys. Some of these
so
diva
don't even,
athletes. He's whatever. He just, I don't know.
He just needs the
He got a bad rap. He just wanted out. They didn't let him out.
They didn't.
And
Too
he's
much money.
I don't know.
And he wants to go to Madrid, and Madrid's like, well, let's wait a second.
Somebody's gonna pay that man.
Of course.
Without a doubt. He is an unbelievable talent. He was a big reason why the French won the World Cup when they did.
I Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. Some guys just value that country over club, and they get that money. And,
more than ever, too.
Well, he's also friends with, like, diva wide receivers from the NFL, like, legitimately. Like, these guys go over to Europe, and that's who they chill with. Like, Pogba is one of the guys that, like, takes them out and parties with them.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. I could see where your disdain for him comes, but I like him. I've always liked him.
I've never been a huge fan.
I think I have a little bias towards him because in FIFA 19,
you're a big French footballer.
I like some of theirs. I mean, I'm a big German footballer too, but he was one of the best cards I received in a pack in FIFA 19. And when you play Ultimate Team, you gotta take the best players you can get.
Oh hell
so
yeah.
when he's scoring all my goals, you gotta become a Pogba fan, But that's kind of how I am with Griezmann right now. I got Griezmann Champions League card in 20 as my best card in the pack so far. So I built a team around him. And people get mad. They talk shit online when I play because they're like, "Oh, all you got is Griezmann," but
it's like,
whatever.
So?
Quick question for you guys. Talking about Pogba, do you think he can go to a PSG? Can you see him going back home?
I could almost see him going
Probably.
there just because, like, not saying they don't have eyeball on him because they do in France because they're the most, decorated club, obviously, at this point with all the money and everything. But, like, it's kind of flying over the radar in the world stage by going to PSG. Yeah. I think that's why Neymar likes it because you're not at the Barcelonas, the Madrids, the Manchesters. Like, you're at PSG. Like, you're going to win. You're going to win at PSG because the competition levels aren't behind you.
The French league is not great.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a cop. To me, I don't know. PSG is kind of like a cop-out. I would go to PSG as quick as I would go to MLS at this point. Like, I feel like more of these guys are thinking that.
I think he would go to PSG if he wants the paycheck.
Yeah, the paycheck and just to hang out. Like, be back home, no
worries.
worries.
Than that, it is like a huge cop-out because you're just going to go there and destroy the league.
You're going to destroy the league. You're guaranteed to play in Champions League. You're most likely going to make it to the round of 16.
And he's just going to get
then
bored
you're going to get knocked
now.
out. Yeah, and then they get bored again. That's what happens to most people that go to PSG. That's why I think you're even hearing, like, Cavani talking about coming to the MLS just because he's like, if I'm going to be bored here, why not come? Like, he's watching what, like, guys like Vela are going to do, and he's like, if Vela does that to the league.
Revamp your career.
Yeah, you can if you really choose to and you want to work hard. I mean, even Ebro did. He didn't even work hard, and he revamped his career. So.
He's just naturally that good.
Yeah.
That he could just destroy the whole league and then talk shit on his way out, which still doesn't sit right with me, but.
Yeah, it doesn't with me either, and he hasn't picked a home yet either. I don't know if it's because no one's picked him or
– just an interesting guy. Like, even the whole, like, buying stake, like, buying a share in his, like, rival –
of the team. You came up with one team. You have a trophy.
With Malmo
you have a statue with them.
And then he buys shares in their rival.
Yeah. Malmo's the whole reason why he got to play for the Sweden national team. Like, clearly Zlatan Ibrahimovic is not, Swedish of natural-born Swede. So
it's just like,
Malmo, I don't know. He's an asshole.
It's like only he would do that, though.
Yeah. He called himself God. Like,
it's true.
He came to L.A. and told LeBron, we now have a king and a god. So
he's like, I am God.
But you give the guy credit. I mean, he backs it up usually. He gets on the field. And what was his first moment on an MLS field? He scores from midfield.
Oh, my God.
He walks onto the pitch.
I remember that. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Just throws the hands up like he's
like,
famous. Yep. Yeah. I don't know. He's the best. I just wish he didn't go out talking shit.
No Kobe.
Yeah, right?
But yeah, just the way he was like, nobody's going to watch the league now that I'm gone. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Just be glad that you did good.
Yeah, you got your name back out there. You got that LA market.
Exactly.
I could see him doing
He did what he wanted to do.
I could see him doing some movies with Steven Seagal. Really bad movies.
He becomes part of the the movie series with all the old guys.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think of what the hell it's called, too. But I know. Where they're all
it's like
dads
Sly
now.
Stallone and like.
Yeah. That's great.
He could be part of that.
He could definitely be part of that.
Fight crime.
So we're pretty much hitting halftime of all these 10 o'clock games. So no changes from what we had talked about.
Nope.
1-0 Norwich 1-0 Sheffield. 2-0 Hampton.
How about that? That's a battle for relegation, I feel.
Yeah, big time.
Because now Southampton, if they hold the lead and win, they'll jump Villa to get out of relegation, and Villa will
these games
keep sliding back,
are
which is not good.
More and more important.
I just think Villa's going to go down now.
It's. This is not the way to do it. Yeah, because they're both tied at 15. Now Southampton's really killed in the goal differential because of that 9-0 waxing they took this year.
That's true.
That literally, if they're at -18 because of that. Like, they would be -9 if they didn't have something like that. It wouldn't be as bad. But, yeah, this 3 points is huge. That flip-flop would flip-flop them from 18 to 17. And then if Norwich grabs points, that would basically – they would still be sitting at 19, but they would be tied with Villa with 15 points. So
yeah, it's
yeah, like – shame on Everton. They could have really picked up a point today, a couple points on a bad Arsenal team. They're still sitting at 19.
Is Everton still in relegation?
They're at 15th.
Oh, 15, wow.
They're at 15th, and West Ham's at 16th. They're both at 19 points. So, and then you got Villa and Hampton both at 15.
Right.
And then Norwich at 12, and we don't even need to talk about
Obviously.
Watford because they're still in single digits. And
that other team.
Yeah, that other team. We shouldn't even mention them. Like, our lips should not speak their name. It's like a waste of breath to even say their name at this point.
The one we do not speak of.
They're minus Jordan in the goal differential right now. That's bad, bro. That's real bad. So, yeah, but, these next few games are big. Like, even Bournemouth's at 19. Like, you got to start getting some wins. You got to start getting out of there.
Well, Bournemouth got that great win against Chelsea.
They did.
Unfortunately, but
they need to follow it up with a win against Burnley and jump them in the –
No, and then they'll lose to Burnley. They'll beat Chelsea on the road, and then they'll lose to Burnley at home.
Dude, I don't see this game changing. We just
we
hit the half of that game now. That was one of the ones that wasn't quite at half yet. But it just, we're not watching that one live, but it looks like, from what I've seen and watching the stat tracker
probably
and all
for the
that,
best, though.
It's just one of those no one wants to win, no one wants to lose, no one wants to win type games.
I don't even think I would want to watch that.
No, I'm kind of glad that that's not actually, the Norwich Wolves game is probably one of the more exciting ones that's going to come down as we're continuing on in the show and get later into it. Seeing a good final, hopefully.
Eddie Howe's just not putting Callum Wilson in the game. He's on the bench.
I think there's an injury there because they haven't said much about it, but he was looking slower. He was on that 8-game scoreless drought. I think they're going with a little bit of youth and speed in King now. I think they're getting Wilson some rest. We'll see if he comes off the bench, but
they're putting Lewis Cook out on the right wing.
Hey, you got to mix it up.
I
guess you got to see what you have too if you're Bournemouth, because Harry Wilson is a loan player from Liverpool. He is set to go back, so whether you're going to purchase that contract or not, that still remains to be seen, or whether Liverpool will even allow you to, depending on what goes on with them in the near future.
I think he's hurt.
They might want him
Harry
back.
Wilson.
And he has been banged up a little bit. So it's like you got to start making these decisions now. You got to start looking forward if you're a team like Bournemouth, because January's coming. You're going to need to add something.
But he's not doing himself any favors, Eddie Howe. Like Callum Wilson, he should be playing 2 up top with Josh King and Callum Wilson. Whether that's not his style or not, he should still at least try.
I don't disagree. Oh man, that
nice
was
goal from Ollie.
That was a really nice goal. We're watching the highlights of the halftime here on NBC Sports. Shout out to them. I keep plugging them every week on Twitter, man. We're trying to get a little bit of love from them.
What did we get love from? Bleacher Report.
We did get a little love from Bleacher Report, so we're just hoping that NBC Sports will maybe bring us to one of those next fan fests that they do.
Oh, it's coming to Philly.
Yeah.
You see that?
So we will definitely be there.
Oh my God!
When that thing is in Philly, man.
Whenever that date's announced.
Yeah, we gotta make sure, no matter what, that Kickin' It Stateside is there representing. Hopefully, we'll get a little bit of love there.
Bring my cards. I'm bringing shirts when they're made up.
Oh, I'm just gonna be loud as hell, bro. And make sure that we get
put a card on every car.
Oh, yeah. Kicking it stateside on A2D.
You
It
walk
is on
in,
our business
you
card.
walk in and you just get a card.
Yeah. As soon as you walk into their fan fest, you are getting our card.
Just slip one to Rebecca Lowe.
Oh,
And
man.
the two
she's hot.
Robbies.
Two Robbies. I like the two Robbies.
I wonder what fun things. They've been having a lot of fun there. I
They
saw
have.
when they were in Miami, they drove up in like a Porsche or something like that. And they're like, yeah, two British guys in a Porsche.
Who
Yeah,
do
yeah,
you think the celebrity will be?
Oh, yeah.
I know
There's a
Embiid.
lot of-
I know Joel does a little spot for them as far as being a Premier League fan now. That's like their new thing. They're getting like NFL
He's a
and
big
NBA
soccer guy.
players. Yeah, there's a lot of big.
He has a picture with Griezmann.
I think they're all starting to pop out of the woodwork, which is great. They're starting to become,
Especially when that comes to Philly.
yeah.
The amount of – I feel like a couple of the Eagles guys are like big soccer fans too.
A lot of these guys are. They just don't talk about it, and that's what we're here for. We say it all the time. We're here to bring the people what they want.
That's it.
Everybody wants to be a closet soccer fan now. Here's your chance to come out, hang with us. I'm liking this little Saturday show. Ralphie had mentioned this when we first started, saying that might be a great idea. So we kind of rolled with it, and with all the stuff going on right now. And
Yeah, with
changing,
the holidays.
Yeah, the holidays.
New
and
studio.
New studio. It worked out good. And we're going to be right back on Boxing Day. So we will be back for another live show just like this, same time, 10 a.m.
Boxing show day.
Yeah, man.
Woo.
That should be fun. That should be fun.
That's like the best day ever.
We can even, while we're at halftime, I mean, we could talk about some of those games that are going to be coming up. We don't necessarily have to do predictions, but what do we got for a slate on Boxing Day? I know it's a pretty solid, and we could talk about these two Sunday games coming up
That's
too.
true.
Because
Let's do that first.
Okay, we'll do that first because we got one more prediction in there.
Yeah, so tomorrow we got two games. We got one at 9. We got Watford hosting Man United, which is
We love to tell you to tune in. I mean, you should just as a fan.
oh
but,
yeah, for sure.
I
I'm
mean,
definitely
Watford sucks.
Watford does suck
So especially
very badly.
if you're a United fan, this is your chance to see your team put up a few goals, I think. Have a nice little pre-Christmas celebration.
Yeah, maybe get Rashford a couple, maybe a brace, get him up to in the Golden Boot race a little bit.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't see any, barring a miracle, I don't see Watford.
Doing anything.
No, they might go through 4 managers this year. Who knows?
It's possible.
Like
At least by the end of the year. I think
they're on number 3.
yeah, I think he'll
Before
ride
Christmas.
they'll ride him till the end of the year no matter what at this point. I mean
Well, technically they had 4 because Hayden Mullins.
yeah, Hayden Mullins got his one game, so technically 4. I mean, this dude was known to bring teams up out of relegation zone, but I haven't seen anything yet. I mean, they had a tough couple stretch here.
Do
The
they get
last
the
two
manager
games.
bump tomorrow and actually come out and win maybe?
No. No.
Straight no.
Straight no. They're just bad, dude. They're one of the worst teams I've seen in a long time. Like, really.
They've only scored 9 goals all season.
Yeah, they've 9
Leicester
points.
scored 9 in
goals.
one game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
That's crazy.
They for those who didn't catch the reference, negative 23 on the goal differential. Negative Jordan.
It's
Go.
it's looking championship.
Yeah, it's definitely
for
looking
Watford
championship.
next year.
Dude, it could be looking double. Because the only guys that have contributed in that little bit of success that they've had
Delufayu.
are the guys that are not going to be on that team when they get relegated. Because those are guys that, in contract, will be able to leave and get out of those deals.
They need a lot of money to even have them, and once you go down,
yeah.
that money, that stream is like
Yeah. You're either going to have to sell off to get some money back, or, like, some of these contracts are like, if you don't stay up in this level league, we are basically out of our
because I mean you
our
saw
deals.
you saw Sunderland do the double.
Yeah.
They got relegated to the championship, and then they got relegated from the championship to League One, and they're still in League One. I mean, granted, they made the final of League One last year and lost to, I think, Charlton Athletic, but still.
Really good documentary, though, on Netflix.
Oh,
The Sunderland documentary. I suggest checking it out. Actually, there's a lot of really good soccer, football
I keep telling
documentaries
people
on Netflix.
to do this, watch the Sunderland one.
Yeah.
It's just it's heartbreaking because you know what happens because they film it like the season before they get double relegated. So it's like the double relegation's coming. So it's tough.
It's a real sports story, though, which I like. It's not like
It
right
is.
now there's no happy ending. I mean,
Because
hopefully the happy ending comes and they get back on track.
It's like the only thing like the people in Sunderland care about is their football team.
yeah.
That's it.
And they went from a Premier League club to
League One.
yeah.
In pretty much the blink
Which
of an
League
eye.
One is 2 leagues down for those
Right.
who don't know. It's not even a League One.
Technically, it's the third division,
Yes, in English football.
but yeah,
So, and then we got
tomorrow the big one,
11:30 game.
little London derby,
Yeah.
little North versus West.
A little they're dubbing the Mourinho revenge game.
It is the Mourinho revenge game, Spursy versus Chelsea
Yes.
from the new whatever they call the stupid Spurs stadium now,
Yeah, is it just
Tottenham Stadium.
Tottenham Stadium or whatever?
I mean, it's pretty cool that they have the ability to slide the soccer pitch out. It's like on a platform, and underneath it is an NFL field.
Yeah, they just
That's
kind of
pretty cool.
slide it out and bring it up. It's pretty
It's
dope.
legit.
Yeah, pretty legit.
But yeah, I mean, I have a bad feeling being a Chelsea fan that Mourinho is going to come out a little extra, pep in his step from
Get the
being a
boys up and playing, unfortunately for you guys.
Yeah, and Spurs are playing a lot better. Chelsea's been, since the last time we've spoke to the lovely people out there, Chelsea's on a little bit of a skid. They've lost at least 4 of the last 5, and they lost to Bournemouth at home last week.
Yeah.
And they
Big
did
up.
not score at all.
My newfound cherry love finally got a win against your team.
Screw your cherries.
Yo. Yeah, how did you lose 1-0 to Bournemouth though?
I don't
For real.
know.
Like it's
Couldn't
pretty
string any
bad.
passes together. It was terrible. It was probably their worst performance. Definitely for Mason Mount. He looked like trash. But yeah, no, the games were coming fast and furious right now. With Champions League, we could even talk about that during halftime here. Champions League, and then there's been a shit ton of Prem games the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, dude.
Doing the old double.
There's
So it's been a lot. So I think some of these teams are really happy to get to the Christmas break and kind of, once Boxing Day comes, kind of get a little bit of time. But yeah, it's been tough for Chelsea. But I had to go again. I went with gut feeling with 2-1 to Spurs, and then Brian said 2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah, because I'll never pick Spurs.
It doesn't matter who they're playing.
No. They could be playing the Camden County Rovers. I don't even
Camden County Youth Correctional Facility.
yeah, soccer team. And I will not pick the Spurs. Let's just get that clear.
They
You
play
can call me a hater. You
the
can call me
Camden
whatever.
River Sharks.
It's an Arsenal thing. For all you that, in this Philly area, it's like asking an Eagle fan to ever pick Dallas. It's just never going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Nah, man.
It's probably even worse, honestly.
Yeah, probably. Well,
People have been killed over this rivalry, I'm sure, like legit.
it's
like
a long rivalry.
Like back alley to North London hard, like gone missing.
Since
So,
like the
yeah.
1800s dates back.
As big as I've been down on my Arsenal, I got to hop back because they finally did something about this coaching issue. I got to give Arteta a chance, man. I'm hoping that
You got no choice.
they got to give him free reign. I don't know. I'm hoping he can find some defense because that's really what it's going to come down to. I know they haven't been scoring either, but they have the offensive firepower. It's just putting it in the right positions.
Right.
Aubameyang didn't get a touch till like 20 minutes into the game. It was another poor performance today.
Very.
Yeah.
Terrible, terrible stuff.
So we're going to look at the Boxing Day
Sure.
lineup. Second half starting here in our game, the Norwich Wolves game that we got going on.
Ooh, that's a good one. Leicester Liverpool
Yeah.
for Boxing Day. That'll be 3:00. There's a lot of tenors.
I'm going to have a battle within myself for Boxing Day.
Oh, Bournemouth hosting Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm not
Whoa.
going to in Arteta's first game.
Who do you root for?
Oh man.
You just wear red.
I just wear red. Red underwear. Because that's how both teams have been playing. Like,
Terrible.
yeah.
Hopefully you get that for Christmas.
Yeah, so what's our opening game? We'll have a final for by the time we start that show would be
Spurs-Brighton.
Spurs-Brighton. You would think Spurs probably handle that.
Probably. This one's another battle of relegation. Villa-Norwich.
Dude, these next couple games for Villa are really going to make or break their year. Battling teams at the
These are
bottom
teams
with
that
them.
you got to get points on because
Right.
once you start facing those at least top 6, it's going to come. It's going to come tough for them.
So who do you think? Let's say Villa is a team that goes back down. Who do
Yeah.
you think so far has made a big enough noise, big enough name for themselves that maybe doesn't go back down with the club and gets a chance to stay up in the Premier League? Anybody?
I mean, you know my feeling about Jack Grealish.
I love dude. Jack Grealish
He
is
should
your
have
heart
been
and
out
soul
for
guy.
a long time ago. But I understand, like, when you grow up with the club and you're there for so long.
Yeah, he's loyal. I'll
Stick
give him
with
that.
Oh, for sure.
He's definitely loyal.
But I definitely think he can make an impact on another team, especially if they go down.
Yeah, McGinn probably has made
Johnny's
it big
going to
enough.
definitely go somewhere.
Yeah, winning Scottish Player of the Year definitely is going to help his case to.
I don't know. I think they're just going to – they've signed so many new players that you got to keep them. You can't just sell them off after a year.
Yeah, but some of them aren't going to be kept, unfortunately. Some of them, it's going to be that clause in their contract that they're going to be able to
Yeah, it
walk
depends
away.
on – I mean, I doubt they would have that, but maybe.
Yeah,
You're
no, a
gonna
lot
have
of
to
them
keep-
do. Surprisingly, that's a big thing. Like a lot of these guys, even on the upper echelon teams, have that clause in the contract in case something was to happen to that club. I know, like, you see some of the big names every time somebody goes down. Most of those big name players, that's why teams do get the double sometimes. Because a lot of those guys don't stay. They have the right to walk away and either stay up in the Prem with another club or leave to another league.
I just think they're going to have to keep Wesley and Trezeguet and all those guys that they just signed.
Some, I guess some of them will go on loan. It just depends on how their contract's structured.
Because then if you loan them out, then you're going to be missing your main strikers, and then possibly you can get relegated again.
It's a money thing, unfortunately, a lot of the times. So.
That's why it's huge. Once you go down, it's tough to come back up.
It really is.
And it's a big deal for a lot of these clubs that don't always get to be in the Prem.
Yeah. That's why it's amazing to see what the Wolves have done over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And now
Even Sheffield,
what they're doing right now.
Like, that's a huge deal for that team.
And they didn't add.
No.
Like, it's not like they went out and added a whole bunch of anything.
We
Like,
talked about this on Thursday. Like, their two leading scorers that got them up last year were Billy Sharp and McGoldrick. They each had, like, 20 goals each.
Yeah.
And between the two of them, they have 1 goal.
It's crazy.
That's it.
They're getting it from everywhere else.
So that's huge.
Yeah.
And that's been the key for them to, we say it all the time. It's a bunch of nobody getting – you don't know these guys. You don't know Johnny Lundstrom.
Yeah. Oh, you know Johnny Lundstrom now. But you
don't know John
yeah.
Fleck.
No. 3 months ago, no one knew John Fleck.
Or McBurney. Even, like, unless you're, like, following the championship, like, religiously.
Yeah.
Which I try to, but –
yeah, I look at the top 4 each week, and I mean,
it's actually pretty decent
it's
football.
a pretty good league. I mean, I track Leeds. I'm kind of interested in them because of Eddie going and
Nketiah for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, there's
I mean, last year I saw a game at Fulham, and that they were pretty much a championship side anyway. So it's still good.
Yeah,
they're still good players, but
yeah, it would be nice to get Fulham back up though.
Yeah,
they're in the running at least to have the opportunity to.
I'll say I haven't seen what's going on in the championship.
Yeah, last I checked, Leeds and West Brom were leading the
English League Championship. How about this? Fulham beat Leeds. Oh, I'm sorry, it's at halftime.
Don't scare me like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Leipzig is tied right now. Speaking of, that's big for your team.
Nah, we stink anyway.
With Augsburg of all teams too, 1-1.
Oh, Augsburg.
Augsburg was actually leading that game since the 8th minute.
Little Bundesliga chat.
Yeah, Konrad Lehmer with the equalizer. About 20 minutes left in that one. So where we at championship? What'd you find that in?
I'm not even seeing the table on my phone. I'm just seeing the scores from today.
Word.
Lots of scoring.
Yeah. Lots of leagues going on right now. La Liga, Serie A. I mean,
it's prime time.
Yeah, it
Prime
is.
time. Saturday, it's a treat for us to get a day where literally everything's going on. All the leagues are
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
in full go here.
definitely prime time over in Europe. Barnsley was up on Millwall 1-0. The show favorite, Barnsley.
And Barnsley's in the basement.
Barnsley is in the basement, so it's big for them to. Connor Chaplin, Charlie's distant nephew, with a goal in the 39th minute. So the thing, if anybody doesn't know, for Barnsley, we were talking about Burnley one time and Ashley Barnes, and somehow one of us said Barnsley. Adam said Barnsley, which is a real team in the championship. They are in relegation zone.
Yeah, they're not doing so hot.
Of that league.
I'm pretty sure they're the Watford of the championship.
Yeah. Brentford and West Brom are tied at 1. And, yes, Fulham is up 1-0 on Leeds at the half right now.
Mitro scored.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that.
Your defense is terrified, and Mitro's on fire. Oh, shit. What's up, y'all?
Yeah, like one name that comes to mind, like Schürrle. Schürrle was a guy that got out when they got relegated. And Seri, I think. Jean-Michel Seri.
Jean-Michel Seri.
He left when they got relegated.
Yeah.
So there's a couple guys that got out.
He underperformed last year anyway.
He did. Obviously, that whole team did because they got the boot.
The boot.
Bayern and Wolfsburg's tied at 0 right now. Bayern's been a little underwhelming in the
Yeah, but they're still good, and they'll still win the league.
Oh, they'll end up winning the league. Absolutely. I think so.
It happened last year. I think they had their worst statistical year, and they still won the league.
I wouldn't underestimate Leipzig, though. They're not bad.
This is the year. I told you.
They're going to lose a lot of players.
They're about to lose a lot of players.
But
like Timo Werner's out. I hope Yusuf Poulsen leaves because he deserves better.
You just better hope that they don't have the better pitch to our boy to Haaland.
Aaron Holland.
They have the inner workings of Red Bull in their favor. So
the Wonder Kid.
Yeah, man.
I saw obviously he's Norwegian, and Ole Gunnar was like, apparently there's a report that this young kid was coming to Man United for, a visit, and Ole's like, that's not true. He's just coming for a holiday. He's like, that flight's not possible from Norway anyway to Manchester. It's like, okay, you would know.
Yeah.
Fellow countryman.
Yeah, man.
He's like, I'm actually really close with him. That's not true.
Norway's got a couple good young players, actually.
Josh King.
Yeah.
Norwegian.
You put those two up front. That's some goals right there.
Hell yeah.
They actually do. They score internationally.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, sidebar, Norway is going to be better than the U.S. here.
Yeah. Well,
they're at least developing players.
Yeah. I know.
Like, what the hell? Norway.
There's a lot of teams that are going to be better than the U.S.
We're talking like Scandinavian countries that are probably better at hockey than soccer.
Oh, yeah.
And we're falling, like, by the wayside against these club teams.
Danny Ings.
A brace
for Dan, and he is just creeping up that golden boot race, man.
This guy, they're not going to be able to keep him if they go down.
No.
I think they it's one of those where it's like you sell him off, you're probably going to get relegated because he's your only guy that scores.
But you might get relegated anyway, so you might as well get a few bucks while you can for him.
No, we don't want Ralphie Hasenhüttl to go down.
I know. Well, dude, with a game like this, they're not. They're going to pop out of that zone, so they're going to be in good shape.
True.
And I got a Jack O'Connell coming through for Sheffield, 2-0.
Sheffield's tough, man.
Yeah, they are.
Every week we're like, we can't pick against them.
And we still have no goals in this. It's just looking good for you to pick up another point.
At least a point. Yeah.
I could see this thing just going a 0-0 draw.
Same.
Basically, I just need Newcastle to win now to just get another point on the board. I don't care what the hell happens.
True.
A John Joe goal in like the 93rd, I'll take it. Let's go.
I picked him up on my fantasy team.
Dude, you have to right now. He's hot. He got a FIFA Ultimate Team of the Week card.
Oh, shit.
He never gets one, so I had to get it. Sheffield's goal disallowed, VAR.
Damn.
So jumped the gun on that one, but it looks like Danny's brace is sticking. So
isn't that their second VAR that was called back?
Yes, today.
Wow.
So, unfortunately for them, they got to put that one back off the board. And
Little unlucky for the Blades today.
yeah, they're still leading 1-0 though. And from what it looks like, Brighton does not have much spark going.
No, not at all.
Although they don't, for some reason, it doesn't take much for them. They need one counter and Malpaw to just launch one, and that seems to be the recipe for them.
But that's the thing, though. They just, like, sometimes, Malpaw and those guys will get up to play, and then half the other, usually that they don't.
Yeah.
Like a game like today, they'll probably not even score. And it's like, well.
It's crazy. I'm waiting on the Wolves.
Such a different team here week to week.
I'm figuring the Wolves are going to get that equalizer soon here.
Oh, for sure. Draw game?
Yeah, because that's just – I keep popping my head up there because I'm like, when's it coming?
It's
Sooner
coming.
or later. Sooner or later,
wait
I
for
feel
it.
like it's going to come.
Yeah, just
So, yeah,
just the
What else?
main.
Anything
I
else
mean, there was a
going on?
postponed game, obviously, with
Oh, yeah, we could talk about that one too.
Liverpool being in this FIFA Club World Cup. It's called. It's based. I forget the whole criteria. I think it's like the winner of Champions League is in it. The winner of
like the
something else.
CONCACAF Champions League is in it. Like, there's
Yeah,
weird teams in this thing.
Yeah, it's
Like, definitely not the powers of the quality of Liverpool, I would say, at all.
and there's like
They're playing Flamingo in the final.
Yeah, and
Flamingo
I guess,
from Brazil,
like the South American, like the Combo winner,
Cup champion winner,
Yeah. and then I think the Asian
yeah.
region winner. It's weird, but yeah,
It's just another tournament.
it's just another excuse to win a trophy for Liverpool. I'm assuming they beat Flamengo.
I didn't even check, to be honest with you, at all. Like, it wasn't even worth to me to look because I'm sure the lineup
It's really just a money thing because it's usually in like Japan or China.
Oh yeah.
A huge money grab to get some of these bigger clubs to come to your country.
And sometimes the big names play, sometimes they don't. Like when they come over even for this International Champions Cup to the U.S., some of these big guys don't come.
Right.
Oh, Leipzig gets another one. They're about to.
Timo Werner.
Patrick Schick. Patrick Schick picking up a goal.
He scored against Dortmund, that son of a bitch.
Yeah, man. I think they're going to hold on to this one. Augsburg, I don't see picking anything up in the next 5 minutes.
Liverpool plays Flamengo today at 12:30.
Oh, look at that.
In the
so
Club
that's
World
why
Cup
it was
final.
postponed, because they had to play that game today.
Which is good for West Ham because I'm not sure if West Ham would really want to play Liverpool right now anyway. I'm going to say no.
Yeah,
with a struggling West Ham.
Yeah, that's like a nice break for West Ham. They're like, perfect.
But at the same time, it's like, why couldn't they just throw out their U23s again and play us? We could maybe pick up 3 points. You never know.
Yeah, you do never know, I guess. So you gotta take it for what it is. Unfortunately, for some of these teams, they just got to keep playing these tournaments.
Right. And it's going to come quick because pretty soon we're going to see the FA Cup coming into play.
Yeah, that's a whole nother one that we haven't even got started on yet. So.
Pretty soon we're going to see the Premier League teams jump in. So that's just more games for some of these teams that cannot afford to play 2 games in 4 days.
Yeah, so the FA Cup, for people who don't know, it starts off basically with the lower level teams.
It's
and then,
literally every professional team in England.
Yes.
Is allowed to play in this tournament.
Yes.
Starting from the National League, which is pretty much the lowest. I think it's like 6th tier or 5th tier in England, right before semi-pro. So it starts there, and they start knocking each other out.
Yeah.
Then obviously, as you go on, we just got a goal in the Wolves game.
There it
is.
is.
Draw Kings.
There it is. We knew it was coming sooner or later. You mentioned him earlier, too.
Yep.
Look at that.
Matthew Doherty. There you go.
Yeah, so
we're in the witching hour for the games now. We got 30 minutes left.
Yeah, we're approaching the last 30. So we're pretty much going to roll up to the end of all these games, it sounds like.
Yep,
So.
perfect.
Yeah, we had
nice header.
Oh man, it was.
Thumping past Timmy Krul.
Dude, they just seem to find it. Like, it's not just Jimenez. It's not just Jota. It's like Doherty gets in the mix. Dendoncker a couple weeks ago gets in the mix.
Leandro Dendoncker.
Yeah, now Seiss gets in second goal of the Premier League season. I did see him score, I think, in one of the other cup games too. So,
What's up, DK?
what's going on?
My buddy from back home jumping in.
Yeah, we got a few people I want to say hi to on the Facebook that I shared in the watch party. So thanks for checking in with us on this Premier League morning. This is awesome. Again, doing a Saturday show for the first time. Live games happening. We've done shows where games were happening. They weren't necessarily Prem games.
Yeah, we usually at the tail end of Champions League games.
We usually catch a few of them. So this is definitely different. Definitely awesome to have them going on. Some big score changes while we've been watching. So
it's the best time to tune in because now we're getting into that nitty-gritty. That's a stupid foul.
And this is big for Norwich, man. We talk about sitting down in the relegation zone. You got a home game. You had a lead in it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to find a way to try and get 3 points out of this.
Baby.
Because 1 point is not good.
Hold on.
1 point is not good for them. They need to find 3 points. For the Wolves, 1 point's fine. Because you're the Draw Kings. You're on the road. You take your point. You stay around that top 10. You're doing fine.
They're going to finish probably in the top 6, I would assume.
They got Europa League game coming up. They made the final 32.
Who'd they draw?
Somebody that they could absolutely beat, too. Let me check at that because I was looking at that. We didn't announce the Europas yet because they're still in the 32. We can go and announce the Champions League today, too, because we didn't get to do that on A2D yet. So I would like to get to that. But let's see. Where's my...
Just a real quick Champions League.
Yeah, just a quick rundown of who's going to be playing who. Let's see. Europa. Oh, FA Cup comes up, January 4th. Wolves play United in that.
Mm.
And then Europa we don't see till February. They get Espanyol.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like they could definitely
winnable for sure.
That's a 2-leg. That goes, we're getting into the 2 legs of the round of 32 there as well. So
Wolves can easily win that.
Yeah, that'll
draw.
Start in February. So that's something to look forward to. We'll touch more on Europas when we get closer to that.
For sure.
But yeah, that's a definite opportunity for the Wolves to make some noise in some European competitions.
Right on. Yeah, Champions League obviously just finished up last week. We have the final, what are we at, 16 now?
Yes, we are in the Sweet 16.
Sweet 16, as us Americans would say. They started February 18th. We got some really good matchups.
Yeah, your boys.
Tasty ones.
Talking about an opportunity, I hope they beat that overrated Paris team.
Yeah, Dortmund, PSG. That's one matchup. That's pretty interesting. You know, former coach at PSG, or PSG's coach right now, Thomas Tuchel, who was the former coach at Dortmund. So that's kind of, I guess, his revenge game.
Or could it be Dortmund as a team's revenge on him?
Either way, for
leaving. He didn't
really have much bad things to say about him. He went out better than Klopp did back then.
Yeah.
So,
he did a decent job because you had some pretty good teams in his time.
Oh,
definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
But yeah, the other one on that February 18th, it's Atletico Madrid out of Spain playing Liverpool.
Oh.
My
bold upset.
Way outlandish of a prediction.
I don't think so.
Liverpool's too good, man.
They're
way too good.
They're gonna pull off a little bit. They're not gonna put the heat on Champions League.
They'd love to win back to back.
Who wouldn't love to? But they can't afford to lose Premier League. They have to win Premier League this year. Like after last year and
they have
collapsing,
such a big cushion that they can maybe not let your foot off the gas, but
it's only 10. I mean, 10's not that big.
It's pretty big for a team that hasn't lost in 33 games.
They were at 8 last year and found a way to get lazy and draw, and they were putting all their heart to Champions League, and City just kept creeping back up on them and took them by a point. So I don't know. I think Atletico is definitely underrated. I think Atletico knows they have nothing to play for in their league. They're going to finish top 4 in their league no matter what.
Right.
So they're going to put balls to the wall, man.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of talent on that roster.
I agree.
I hate Diego Costa personally, but he's a
Personally,
scorer.
pain in the ass.
Personally, because we've met many times, and
Of course. You love him when he's on your team. You hate him when he's not.
yeah. But this kid Zhao's going to make a name for himself. That defense is solid. That team's going to surprise. Oblak's a world-class goalie.
Yeah, I agree. It's a tough task.
It is. Very tough task. But I'm going to be bold.
Yeah, so then the next day it's Atalanta versus Valencia.
What the gift for one of them. Somebody here is going to get to move on to the final 8.
Well, Valencia,
They played very well.
yeah. I
know.
mean,
You keep giving them credit because they did. You were in the
they
group
won
with
their
Chelsea,
group.
and you got to see them a little closer
They won a
than I
group
did.
with Chelsea and Ajax in it. That's pretty good.
It is. I guess I shouldn't overlook that because I'm a big Ajax hyper-upper too, so
Yeah.
to win that group is pretty impressive.
That's good. But, yeah, I think
Maybe
it's one
if
of those Atalanta's in. That's tough.
I think Ajax got butthurt and benched Dest, and that cost them a chance to move on, but they're going to be a force in the Europa, I think.
Yeah,
They're
they'll
one
find
of
their
those
way.
teams. Yeah, they're one of the, like Chelsea was last year.
You drop down and you kind of get your way to at least the semis or something.
Yeah.
Then Spurs against Leipzig, which is a huge game.
Yeah.
That should be a fun one.
That should absolutely be a fun one. And these are 2 legs again, so
Because Leipzig's looking like they might win the Bundesliga this year. It certainly seems.
that game just went
Right
final.
now,
They added
but-
a 3rd goal, went
Did they?
3-1. Yeah, I didn't see who got it, but
Hey,
they are now to be like the next name quietly coming behind Neymar. Because there's always studs, but it's like Neymar's been the name. Like,
there's been a lot of Brazilians, though, over the years that were supposed to be like, oh, he's the next Ronaldo or the next Ronaldinho.
I mean, look at Coutinho.
Brazilian Ronaldo.
Look at Coutinho. Although he has been playing for Bayern. He's been playing his butt
He's
off
been
for
playing
Bayern.
good. I give him that. But,
but-
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really went Pele, Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Neymar, and no one's quite starting to take that reins because in the soccer world, Neymar is getting old.
What is he, 23?
Yeah.
So old.
Yeah. No, Neymar's just gotten stale because of PSG.
Yeah, because he went over there to
hide.
take the
To hide, to take the money and hide.
take the money and hide and just be like coasting through life.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah.
Will he ever make that jump? Will he ever decide to man up and come to the Prem? You think
I
he's
doubt it. No way.
No? You think he's too soft for the Prem?
Oh yeah, of course.
That first roll
Everybody,
on that first
even,
roll on the
even
ground.
the casual fan knows that Neymar's known for diving.
He'll go to United and dive in a big spot, and City's going to throw more lighters at him.
Just watch. Just look up Neymar's YouTube clips of him diving.
Oh.
That one where he rolled for about like 20 yards. Ooh,
That was a strike, boy. That was a strike.
Ruben Neves,
Yeah.
Portuguese lad. But yeah, that's a Champions League rundown. Just wanted to bring that to light. But one more thing before we get into the last 10 minutes of this, the racism thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of a hot topic, of course.
Dude, it's back again. Like
It's in Italy again.
But it seems
Crazy,
like
right?
every time we end a show, it's just boom, like another one comes up.
hmm
And we got to talk about more morons.
But the funny thing is, this is
the league. This
is-
was the league.
This is the Italian league in itself trying to save face and totally dropping the ball.
Yeah, like whoever is in charge of public relations and marketing in Serie A needs to be fired immediately if they haven't been already.
If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's an anti-racism campaign that Serie A, the Italian league, created, and on the poster, there's 3 monkeys.
Like, yeah.
For
Like
an
that was their
anti-racism
idea of an anti-racism
It's
campaign.
like you try to backtrack and make everything right, and you totally drop the ball.
Yeah.
It's like, it's one of those, like,
Yeah,
head
it was
to
like
head.
some idiot, like, I don't even know how they were wording it, but it was almost like, oh, yeah, we're one with Africans, and they put, like,
just
they just
stop.
put monkey. Like, this is so bad. Like,
In the headline, I don't know if we talked about it, that one that's had like Black Friday and it was Smalling and Lukaku
yeah.
on the headline.
yeah, they did a headline and said Black Friday, and they put, like, 2 of their most prominent, like,
African players.
African players in the league. Like, yeah, they're
like,
just,
dude,
it's a
stop.
nightmare over there. The Italian league obviously is known, some of these old school Italians over there. Nothing's really changed much. But the ultimate is going to be they're going to run all their good players out of the league.
Yep.
Or, like we talked about, it's going to get so bad where they're going to have to suspend the league.
Yeah.
Like, they're literally going to have to end the season or something.
You said hit him in the pockets.
Yeah.
Hit him where it
Like,
hurts.
if you're that stupid, like, who approves this shit? Like, how does it get through?
I said I think they think it's funny.
I guess they're making – somebody in there is making light of it, but it's like,
They're like,
sooner
haha,
or later –
we got in trouble.
FIFA's like a
monkeys on it.
global corporate, and, like, they're going to put the foot down.
That's on the Italian FA to be like,
Yeah.
what?
UEFA and FIFA as a whole are going to have to step up and do something.
It's just like, well, good job, guys. You really just
Yeah, way to drop the ball there. Newcastle and Crystal still no freaking goals.
Yeah, we're getting down.
Burnley,
12
Bournemouth,
minutes
no
or
goals.
so here.
Yeah. We
1-1.
can get a wild reaction if we get a goal out of one of these teams. Like,
So the poll question on
yes,
Facebook.
poll.
Yes.
Tottenham will beat Chelsea on Sunday. 100% say disagree.
Whoa.
wow.
100%.
Big Chelsea love on the show.
All my
Yes.
Chelsea people tuning in.
100%.
Thanks.
and following me with the anti-Spurs. So let's hope that, because I need those 4 points. 2-1 Chelsea. Adam picked against his
I
boys.
did. And Watch is going to come back and bite me right in the ass.
That would be great. Jackie, your boy Jackie, just got a meaningless goal against Hampton.
Jackie Gree,
Yeah.
the only guy that does anything for Villa.
He's a hard worker, man. I'd put him on my team.
True.
He's like this kid Bartel that played at Penn.
Mm-hmm.
Hard workers. I like hard workers. Still trying to find a way to get in touch with now that season's over for them. I know he'll still be up at school for after winter break. Trying to get him on
we'd like
the show.
to get at least one of the Bartel would be nice, and even Kevin Casey. I'm trying to get him on, even to call in
Yeah.
to have him on the show.
I'll send him a message through Twitter maybe.
Be like, hey man, we'd love to talk to you about who you like in the Prem, how do you got your start doing everything with the Union. How did you get your start with Penn? How now you're at Drexel? Just
yeah.
I'm sure people. I told my soccer group chat the guys. I'm like, yeah, we're trying to get Kevin Casey, and they're like, yeah, that'd be dope to get him on and kind of
Absolutely. Because I want to pick his brain, because one of my end game goals is I love
to be that.
like PA announcing, man. I think PA announcing's awesome. Hearing his calls when we went to that playoff game was awesome, even though it was like just piercing my heart
Right.
each time.
Well, that picture
that's
he
how-
put up was like so touching of him and his son. Like,
Yeah, but that's how good a call when the opposing team can hear it and be like, man, I almost wish I was a fan of this team because of just how awesome that whole thing went.
right.
Yeah, so I don't know, man.
We're working on guests.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. We've been waiting for the new studio, which is here.
Yep.
We
Looks
are
great.
up and running. It looks great. And yeah, the new year is going to be really. Oh man,
Oh.
here it is.
Raul
there
Jimenez.
it is. Raul.
Damn.
Beautiful, man. The
Wolves
number 9. Wolves take the lead.
take the lead 2-1. Damn.
We get a beautiful
Of
live
course,
goal.
the man that's been not taking him on their back, but maybe semi.
Yeah, well, and honestly, the last couple games he has been kind of MIA. It wasn't him that was kind of helping this team out. So that's a big goal for them. Now let's look at the replay,
build
make
up
sure
here.
everything's going to stand. Everybody was on
Seems to be on,
sides.
yep.
Everybody, you're not going to call
Flex
that one there
himself.
after the collision. That is a goal. That is going to stick through VAR, and we have a 2-1 Wolves lead.
Hits it on his left, hits it, taps it back on his right, crushes it. Good goal.
Very good goal.
Who's
Big-
that Darty that made that? He's always making those forward runs. For a defender, he spends very little time in the
Yeah,
back.
they've been almost mixing him up as like a defensive mid
I feel like he
now,
has free range. He can go
He
up.
is, yeah. Like
and
that's
they know they have cover in the back when he goes forward because he's almost a better guy going forward than like a defender.
yeah. There's a lot of guys that are starting to get that role now.
Almost like
even,
a wing back.
even the 2 Liverpool guys. Like that's how Liverpool plays that.
Yeah.
That's the only way you score goals on Liverpool is to hopefully catch them on the counter.
Alexander Arnold and Robertson.
Yeah, and then even when they seem to have depth at that too. Like that's just the move, the way they play their game.
Right.
Klein can even get up. Like, he hardly ever plays, but he can get up when Alexander-Arnold doesn't. Like, he can
Is
move
he healthy?
a little bit.
Or he just doesn't get in the squad?
He just doesn't get in the squad much. You'll see him in these other games. Newcastle, Almiron with his first goal.
Shut the hell up.
On our first live show.
Shut up.
On a Saturday. Miguel Almiron breaks the streak.
That's got to feel good for him.
Gets his first Premier League goal.
Wow.
What a way to wind down. And now I just need another one and Crystal to get a late one because I need 4 points really bad. That 1 point isn't going to do me any good.
Wow, good for him, actually.
Yeah, good job, Miguel.
So Miguel Almiron, if people don't know, he was on Atlanta United in the MLS, and he made this big money move to
took them to that title.
Newcastle. Yep, left last January, and that's his first goal.
Yeah.
So it took him a year to get that.
It took him a year to get his first point. He had just got his first assist, maybe a couple weeks ago?
Yep.
And, yeah, man.
Gets
now
his first goal. Good for him.
Awesome.
To see that ball go in the back of the net, it's probably a big –
Yeah. I'll be excited to watch
monkey
the
off the back.
post-game and to see that actual replay.
If they can get scoring from him, Newcastle would actually be pretty decent.
Newcastle's
And if they could get production from anyone, honestly.
Dude, Newcastle is in better position than Arsenal right now, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, especially if they can hold on to win this game. They've won more recently.
But this is what I'm talking about. Like Crystal Palace, you get a great win, you get back-to-back wins, and then you
sorry, guys.
are going to shit the bed.
Sorry, guys.
Our DC Palace guys. Which is still, we'd love to do a live show from their home bar.
I tried to help them by not picking them. I did pick. What was our pick again in this one?
Let me see the scores.
Let's go back to that score, get the actual.
I said 1-1, and then you said 2-1 Newcastle.
Right. So.
I mean, you're on your way for looks like another point.
I kind of.
Unless another Zaha.
Every time I've picked against Crystal, they've won this year. So I was trying to help you guys out. Crystal Palace DC and Crystal Palace Atlanta, who now follows us.
Yes.
On Twitter. So those supporter groups, awesome to have. Follow A2D as well, guys. I know we have our own Twitter page, but follow both because we do different, unique stuff.
Absolutely.
And
all the shows, too.
All forms of social media, exactly.
Pretty much anything you could think of. There's wrestling.
Yeah.
Obviously, tons of Eagles, Sixers. There's a good hockey show that I tune into every week.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of our wrestling show here on A2D. Trying to get back into it, man. I was the hugest wrestling fan for majority of my life, all up through high school, and then life kind of happened, and I got older, and I kind of lost a little bit of it. But I've been popping back in, trying to throw a few 2 cents in there, as I always like to do. As everybody on A2D knows, I like to share my 2 cents about everything.
Biggest fucking troll out there.
I am, but you know what? It's pretty easy because you guys make it
Tell
really
Ralphie
easy.
what you had when you thought the Giants were going to beat us. You had like 20 pictures of Eli
Oh,
Manning
I
ready to start firing.
Dude, when the Giants were up in that game, I had all these preloaded pictures of Eli, and I was just going to load it up. But I'm kind of glad the Giants didn't. Not to get too off subject, but they kind of just have to lose out now, man. Because in American sports, you need drafts, and drafts are huge. And
True.
We need this Ohio State D end bad. And my son's name's Chase, so it would be dope to get him back in the mix.
Uh-oh. We got a couple subs.
Oh, Toddy's leaving.
For Norwich, trying to grab that last point maybe.
Yeah, Hernandez is coming on
Theo
for Tribal.
Hernandez, and I saw Marco Vrancic getting some offense on.
Man,
for Toddy, though, that's weird.
This game's crazy, though, because it's literally a matter of inches. They say most sports are a matter of inches. Like, if Timo wasn't off there, I mean, I know it didn't go in. That could have been affected, though, but, there was a really good opportunity, and then, boom, it swings right around, and now this game looks like a whole different ballgame.
But this is –
and Wolves are tough. When Wolves have a lead.
But it's like, yeah, I mean, the good teams find ways to win.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like in Norwich, how their season's kind of gone.
Scored early and then
you
went quiet.
Possibly not going to come out with any points when they feel like maybe they played almost better
for a while. Yeah, dude, Rui Patricio's been taking some major gambles lately, And it's weird.
He's an old gambling man. He's a,
yeah, but
he's a seasoned vet.
I had come out and said a while ago, like, and I was literally about to tweet one day, like, he doesn't usually make that like big mistake. He doesn't like make that gamble where he plays it. He usually plays it safe and it pays off for him. But recently he has been.
He looks like he's 40 years old. He's like 32.
Yeah, well, that's because
he's been around since he's like 17.
Yeah, he's been the number one goalie for the Portugal national team for what, 3 runs now? Like
at least
2 World Cups and a Euros. So definitely a seasoned vet there. And that's big. People don't realize, like, for a team like this, team like the Wolves.
I mean, the goalie is pretty much the cog.
Yeah.
They can see the whole field.
Unfortunately,
direct.
It hasn't helped Arsenal. Their goalie's been their best player, and they still suck. So, Ralphie just loves when I just
talk shit about your own squad.
Yeah.
It happens every time.
But I call it like I see it. I'm not going to sit here and blow
yeah.
smoke up people's ass and say they're a great team. They had top 4 aspirations as every year. They started off on fire. At one point, they were in second place this year. Rui.
Great save by Rui. He didn't get a lot of it, but he tested the old Portuguese lad. Pook.
It's Pookie again, huh?
Yep. He had a little bit of time and space.
Oh, nice.
Nah.
I mean, that was a nice little
If
ball.
he got maybe a little bit more on that, he could have snuck that in the near post.
Did he meg him?
Yeah. Yes.
He absolutely megged him.
Which usually throws the goalie off.
Yeah.
Good job by Rue.
Way to know your scouting report there.
Way to know, buddy.
Dude, they got scouting reports on all these guys.
Absolutely.
They probably know that Timo likes that little, tries to go back across the body there. If you're Wolves, I don't know. I didn't see much that would incorporate too much stoppage time in this game. So sometimes it's really hard to tell. You feel like there should be 6-7 minutes and they give you 3. You feel like there should be 2 and they give you 5.
And then the fans are like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Oh,
this could be a devastator.
He's off.
Oh,
Ooh.
man.
Didn't mean it.
Tough.
We're getting here in the 90th stoppage time.
Yeah, we're getting into the final minutes. We're getting into the final minutes of the show. I guess we're gonna take it till noon? Is that we're just gonna take it right to basically the end of these games, and we don't need to pick anything. You wanna pick like 2 Boxing Day games? Since we're gonna be here anyway, doing the show live. I don't want to pick the whole slate because it's the whole weekend.
Yeah.
And then we could pick the other 2 for that weekend during that show. Or even 1 just Boxing Day game. I know there's at least 1 really solid game. Like the Leicester-Liverpool.
Liverpool, I suppose. 6 minutes of stoppage.
But we could pick that.
By the way.
We don't have to pick that now. We could wait because that's not going to go off while we're doing the show.
Right.
Is there any other one on there
There's
that
just
would be
a
worthy
morning
of,
game for Spurs. That'd be the only one.
There's
maybe.
no other good one. I'm not picking Bournemouth Arsenal. You're not doing that to me.
There's really not many good games. They're pretty terrible games.
Yeah. And then the rest of the weekend looks a little bit better, right? So
we'll talk about it.
It's like a weird. You have all that heavy on Boxing Day,
right?
And then what do you have on Friday?
Friday, I think there's 1 game. It's got to be City and somebody. Wolves City,
Wolves
that's
and
pretty
City.
good on
They play
Friday.
again? Already? We're at that point?
Are we halfway? Yeah, we are.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because this is the 17th week.
It's going to be a redemption game for City.
Yeah, Wolves, that kind of started the Wolves 11 game. What?
Keep going.
What?
I'm going to make sure this doesn't get VAR'd.
What happened? Palace?
No. Burnley.
Oh, Chris Wood.
Chris fucking Wood, man. Now it's saying Jay Rodriguez. Who was it? Is it Jay Rodriguez, Chris Wood? Who got the goal?
God damn it.
I think
Who's got it?
it's Jay Rodriguez. They have 89th minute. Is it on that board yet?
No.
It has not hit that board, so it must be getting
VAR'd.
reviewed. It's getting reviewed. Come on, VAR. Bournemouth needs this point.
You might be celebrating you might be rooting for a championship side next year with the Cherries.
Oh, man.
Playing like shit.
And I might be rooting for 2 championship sides with
come
Arsenal
on.
and the Cherries.
That'd be devastating if Arsenal went down.
Dude, I don't know what would happen.
Devastating.
Like, I don't know, like, honestly, what would happen? We say, like, that's official. It's clear.
Jay Rodriguez.
Jay Rodriguez. So Bournemouth is going to go scoreless again. bearing some kind of
His teams are tough, man.
bearing some kind of like
He goes
extra
from
time
Arsenal.
miracle.
He goes from Arsenal to Bournemouth. He just did the double.
You just can't pick a team. Like,
But here-
every team you pick, it just crumbles, bro.
Sucks.
But here's the
Sucks.
thing. I'm not upset because going into this game, I kind of expected something like this. With Arsenal, you're like, oh, man, they're going to bounce back. They're going to win, and they let you down. There's no letdown with Bournemouth. This is okay. They're going to lose again. It's all right.
Because they never score.
They're not going to score again.
Jeez.
Man, this is bad.
What a result for Burnley, though.
Yeah. Man, I really pick them in this league.
You just don't have good teams this year.
I know. I mean, at least I've seen decent Arsenal teams in my life, but
Yeah. The Invincibles.
it's been a long time. And most of them I've watched in like tape form because I wasn't necessarily like tuning in. There wasn't anything to tune into even at
Right.
the time.
Oh, Patrick Cutrone
Yeah.
coming on.
Oh, nice. Look at
He'll be a
those fresh.
little-
Look at those fresh legs.
He'll be buzzing out there.
Oh yeah. So we did
Straight buzzing.
We did get 6 minutes in this game. So, again, I didn't see 6 minutes. I know we've been talking and we haven't been watching, like, every ounce of this game. But I don't see anything that would have constituted. I didn't see a major injury, no long goal celebrations, anything like that would have constituted 6 minutes. I feel like they're going to give Norwich a
The
chance
fourth
to get a
official
goal
just
back
wanted
here.
Norwich to give him some extra time.
I think sometimes they do give that home team that extra minute or two just to, like, get level. We got a final in the Newcastle Crystal game, so
There's
I
a
pick
point.
up another point.
Good stuff.
So I got 2 points out of 2 games.
That's a good start.
It's good. I now trail by, 11? It was 13 going into today, so I'm going to need a big, big result in your Chelsea game. You're going to be really torn now then because obviously you want Chelsea to win,
They need to win bad.
but you don't
They
want
need
me,
to win
you
very
don't want
badly.
me creeping back up on you.
If Chelsea doesn't win, that'd be like 5 out of 6, and it doesn't get any easier for Chelsea. I saw the schedule, and it's not good.
I just got a Snapchat from our boy Yale.
Yeah?
I would give a thumbs up to the broadcast life, but looks like he busted his thumb. How do you hurt your thumb broadcasting basketball games? Running a computer.
He went to hit the
get-
replay too hard.
He went to get a quick replay in and hurt his thumb. So, yeah, we missed a couple. Ralphie was running in and out, but there was a pretty awesome couple things that happened. Well, you saw Almiron got his first goal, man, so that was cool. And then there was a big goal in this one, so it looks like Wolves is going to take it. Did we
Yeah.
have anything else? We hit the polls already, right? There's any changes or anything that we need to
I'm kind of shocked 100%.
I am
Chelsea.
too. Like, I know we have a stronger Chelsea following.
I would say. I mean, we have our resident fan, James.
Yeah,
He's the Spur fan, but other than that, I don't know who else.
I'm sure our boy Eric probably picked Chelsea.
I haven't heard from Eric in a minute.
Yeah, he hits me up every once in a while. I know everybody's been busy. It's the holiday time. We get it. We've been busy. We missed a week because of the renovations and stuff, but that's why we're back. We got to do this awesome show.
Love it.
We get to come back
Great
in a
idea.
couple
That's a foul.
days too.
That is
Wow.
a foul.
Yep.
Dangerous. So Norwich with a free kick here. Pretty much this is going to be the last kick.
Oh, this is last ball touched, definitely.
So
they're gonna
free
give
kick
him-
right outside the box on kind of like the left side here.
Maybe a quick they'll let them play out like a rebound if there is one, but
Yeah.
this is pretty much going to bring the game
The
to
Wolves
an
are
end.
just going to crush it down the field if they get possession of this.
So let's see, Sheffield.
Well, that's a handball there. That shouldn't even counted, this whole attack.
Are they going to go back and call it?
Now
is the
they're going to
question.
score because of it. Watch.
Yep. Oh, I'd be pissed if I was Wolves in.
Then they got to go back and VAR
He
the
literally
whole thing.
slapped the ball. I don't know how the official didn't see that.
Watch out for Tim Krul to head one in here. They got
Is
the
Timmy
goalie
up?
Oh yeah, Timmy's up.
I see him.
There we
Timmy's
go.
up. You can't use your hands, Tim.
Oh,
Is he going to give
Corner.
the corner,
They're
though?
going to give him the corner. They're going to give him
Wow.
the time of the corner. Oh
No.
they blew it.
No. Oh, wow.
No corner. No corner. Game over. Wolves.
Oh, man. It is.
And
it's
we're
even
getting a live look-in at the Cherries.
It's even It's even raining. It's just so miserable. The fans are leaving early.
Santa hats are falling off.
There's not much vitality in the Vitality Stadium right now.
It's rainy. It's gloomy. Fans are leaving early.
Did they just launch it out of bounds?
That's game 2.
Oh, the Ginger
Sean
Mourinho.
Dyche
Sean
is in
Dyche.
some. No,
3-2.
Sean Dyche is good.
He is.
Eddie Howe might be.
Yeah, Sean Dyche is safe. Eddie's might be in trouble.
Looks like Ralphie Hasenhutl's going to be good.
Yeah, Dean might be in some trouble now.
Smith.
They're
That's 3-2, right? 3-2, 3-1?
3-1.
Jackie. Oh.
3-1.
Because Aston Villa was down 3-0.
Yeah. Yeah, they came back. They picked one up.
Nice link-up play from him and Wesley.
Sheffield went final with another victory.
Yeah, Almiron. Good for him. Get that monkey off the back.
Yeah, so Newcastle and Sheffield both picking up wins. So let's take a look real quick at the table before we check out. Obviously, there's teams that still need to play today and tomorrow.
Man City Leicester, tune in, 12:30.
Yes. Sheffield moves to 5th currently in the table with that, 28 points, hopping the Spurs. So if Chelsea can pull off this win today, Sheffield will sit in 5th place over Spurs.
That's beautiful.
That would be monstrous. Although United could pick up 3 and take 5th back. Newcastle breaks back into the top 10 with that win. They're sitting 8th at 25 points.
Well, they got Watford, so hopefully they do.
Although they did not update Wolves yet, so now Wolves are going to hop up to, looks like the 6th spot while we wait on some of these other games.
Right on.
That's big, 27 points now for the Wolves. Dude, Arsenal, man. Burnley now takes that win. They're going to jump Arsenal. Arsenal is going to be out of the top 10 by the end of this weekend.
For sure.
By the end of this.
We got the starting 11 here for City.
Oh, let's
Sterling,
run that down.
Gabby, Mahrez, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Bernardo, Mendy getting a start. Otamendi, Fernandinho, Kyle Walker, Ederson.
Pretty solid.
No Rodri today.
Riyad Mahrez with the start up front, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. Foden hits the bench.
Chill out. Benjamin Mendy.
They haven't
Getting
got
in
much
there
out of
for,
João Cancelo, have they?
Nah, he's young though. He's got
Yeah.
time. What happened to not Zinchenko, the other guy?
Oh, they weren't happy with him.
Angelino.
They were not happy with him. I think he kind of got the boot down to like playing some of these other tournaments and stuff. He was making some bad plays.
Really?
In some big games.
I say he's not even on the bench, so he must have done something.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's 22 years old, I think.
He's a good guy.
But, yeah, but he's just – when you get Mendy healthy, I mean,
Benjamin Mendy's naughty.
He's proven. Yeah, he's proven. They would have liked to have him and Laporte on that side all year. And then, who we got here?
Vardy, Aozi Perez, Harvey Barnes, Madison, and Diddy. Tielemans, Ricardo, Evans, Sancho, Chilwell.
That's
pretty much
the lineup.
same.
Yeah, there's not much change in that lineup.
Probably have
Inacio coming off the bench.
Yep.
Yeah.
Krayat and probably Mark Albrighton, depending on
Tell you what,
score.
this kid Gray's not bad either.
Jemai Gray?
Yeah, he's got some pace. He's young.
He was another kid that was supposed to be really, really good, but he's kind of buried.
Yeah, well, Harvey's been playing great,
Harvey
too, and they
Barnes.
play the same position.
He's a beast.
So, yeah, it's kind of tough to break into that lineup.
Brendan Rodgers, manager of the year so far.
Absolutely. Hey, you can't forget your boy from Sheffield, though, man. They just won again.
Chris Wilder.
Like, come on. Like,
It's definitely 1-2 right now.
yeah.
You got to say.
I mean, at least you could say with Rodgers, as great as I'm not taking anything away, but he definitely has way more talent than
for
Wilder does. You know,
if I had my vote, honestly, I would vote for Chris Wilder, maybe just by a slight margin,
Just 'cause what
because
he's
they
done
just
with
got
that
promoted and it's Sheffield.
Dude,
and
they're
no
a top,
superstars.
They're a legit top 5 team right now. Top 7, top 8, even after this shift of the afternoon games and tomorrow. Like,
I would love to see what some of these announcers and big time guys when they do the halfway poll, who they think maybe
they're still
would be
undefeated
coach
on
of
the
the year.
road.
Yeah,
They're undefeated on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
Very rare, but yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, the
I guess
teams are in, and
we're gonna get ready to wrap up here.
should be a fucking awesome game.
Dude, this was
I'm excited to get home and check it out.
This was eventful. Just remember, our show and
Yeah, it
everything on
was awesome.
A2D is brought to you by ATS Sports Picks.
Yeah.
Use promo code A2D. You save 20%. use our picks. We keep throwing them out there. We're pretty damn good at it.
Yeah,
so.
I signed up. I'm in there.
Hell yeah.
Got a sports package. Yeah, it was fun.
Good
nice
shit, bro.
Saturday show. We'll see
Merry
you on-
Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah for all those. Starts Monday. We'll be back on Boxing Day.
Boxing Day, Thursday.
Thursday.
All right, guys. Take care. We'll see you.
Late.